Good afternoon to you. It's the second hour. I've been dying to have this conversation with Trophy Kiprono. She's everything, a communication specialist, a motivational speaker. Trophy, I don't know how else to introduce you. My name is Yolanda Mulwa, by the way, and I'm a huge follower of your great work.
Thank you so much.
Trophy.
Yes, Trophy Kiprono, yes.
Where do we start?
Let us start from anywhere.
Office politics, how to navigate office politics. Sometimes, Trophy, it's not enough that you're brilliant at your job. Sometimes you expect, in an ideal world, your work should speak for itself. I'm a hard worker. I'm not tooting my horn. I work hard. I'm competitive. I like to win. I put in the work. But that is not always enough. There's always other things at play. I don't like her. She's arrogant. I have a problem with people who have issues with how I feel about myself. You know, I'm overconfident. That is something I feel for myself. You can feel the same for yourself too. And I speak to like-minded people every day on social media, in the DMs, and they say, Uyu baba amenizoea, uyu mama amenizoea. I can't make my boss like me. And I love my job. I like where I work. Help us make it make sense, because I've heard you articulate these issues and I said you must come and we will be quiet. We will listen to you. We will listen. We will not judge.
Well, the reason why politics exists in the first place is because this world is not idealistic. The currency that matters out here is social skills, how you get along with people.
Yeah.
So the most successful people are not exactly the smartest, neither are they the most intelligent. It is people who just know how to get along with people. That is why you see the ones who play politics. Yes. They're usually very good with people. They know how to flatter. They know how to laugh at the boss's jokes, even if it's not funny. They know just how to massage egos.
Is that not bootlicking? Is that what you're telling us? That I might just be, yes, Bayeti Nkosi, may I kiss your feet? Oh, madam, today you look nice, you look cute. What time do I have to work and excel if I'm following you around saying, sir, singing praise and worship and kissing your feet?
It's not bootlicking. I think people have a different understanding of office politics. Yeah. Office politics is not bootlicking. Rather, it is making people feel good about themselves. For example, Yolanda, you like people who like you. As much as you won't admit it, your friends, you're with them because they like you. True. You can't be with someone you don't like. The same thing with office politics.
You like people who like you. You want to work with people who are not, it's not hard working with them. So your boss will only, but you can't always, as a boss, I've never been a boss, but as a boss, you can't know that you'll always have differences in opinion. You'll find people who are not like-minded. It's okay to have different personalities in the office space as long as there's some form of cohesion and we have a common purpose. I always feel like that's it. But when I listen to you talk, I'm like, she makes so much sense. Why am I struggling with understanding this?
Office politics is about understanding your temperament. Some temperaments naturally don't gel well with politics. And the reason is they're brutally honest. You have to learn how to communicate, use tact, use diplomacy. Yeah. When you just speak whatever is in your mind, you'll always suffer. And it's not just in an office setting. Even out there, people who are honest don't have friends.
Why? Stop describing me. Stop shouting.
People don't they'll lie to you. They'll tell you, be brutally honest with me, but they don't. And the reason they don't want people who are honest with them is because honesty is painful. Like, your ego cannot allow you to be told the truth. So don't believe people when they tell you be brutally honest. No, use tact, use diplomacy. And most of the time when people come to you for advice or feedback or whatever, they just want a soundboard. They want to vent. They don't necessarily want your advice. They want someone to
solutions.
Blame. Yes, they want someone to blame in case that decision goes wrong.
Wow. Are you listening to what she's saying? Sometimes when people come to you for advice, they're not looking for solutions. They just want to hear themselves talk. They want a sounding board. Oh my God.
So, Mother Teresa, you're giving advice. If you must give advice, after they have spoken, ask them, how would you like me to help you? So that in case they take that advice and it doesn't work, it was them who said how they want to be helped. Because people don't like advices. They don't. Otherwise, they know what they want to do. They're still in that situation because they just choose not to.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so maybe I'm a different personality type with my supervisor, and I want to reach a middle ground. Is there something like a middle ground in reality? In reality, because you've said there's the real world and there's an ideal world. Is there a middle ground? I don't like this person, they don't like me, but we must work together. What are we doing? Where am I starting? Like extending an olive branch to my supervisor, because I'm damned if they don't like me back, right? If they don't like me, I can dislike my boss and I'll never do anything to them. But if they dislike me, then woe unto me. How do I play this when I know that we are very different, cut from very different cloths? How do I play it, Trophy?
I think the most important thing to understand is just learn to take nothing personally, because you cannot change people.
Yeah.
You have to understand that people are naturally emotional, and then they make emotional decisions but justify with logic. So logic is just an invention of our brains. We're not logical, we're emotional. Now, for you to understand that, take nothing personally. Wow. If someone calls you stupid, if I call you stupid today, Yolanda, unless a part of you has always suspected you're stupid,
why would I feel bad?
Yeah. Why would you feel bad? You just laugh it. You just laugh it off. But if you take it personally, it means a part of you somewhere has always doubted, has always thought you're stupid. Take nothing personally. Yes.
Nikasikia uchungu.
Yes. What is not a part of you won't bother you. So just understand that some people are naturally close-minded. People are like planets. We don't understand how Jupiter revolves, what holds it there, but we just accept it. So accept people as they are. Stop trying to change them.
Yeah.
Yes. When it comes to your boss, get your boss to like you. As much as nobody likes that idea, just get them to like you.
Yeah. It's not far-fetched. It's to your own advantage.
Yes. And understand people are emotional, naturally.
That is... I love how blunt you are. So you must also not have many friends. I'm just returning your words to you. But you've said the truth. People are emotional. As much as we don't like to admit it, we are emotional, but we like to... the escape is using logic.
For example, an example of people are not emotional. They're not logical, sorry.
Yeah.
If someone finds their husband cheating, logic demands they fight the husband. But why do they always fight the side chick?
The third party.
The third party. That is using logic. But emotions will tell you they will come for you even if you're not the one who took the vows. So always understand people are just emotional. They will never make logical decisions.
Oh my God, I love her already. But you're very right. It's true. We know that this is the course of action, but our emotions will always lead us astray.
Yes.
Oh, there's so much to ask you about. We're going to listen to a song, Chris Brown's Loyal. When we come back, I want us to talk about female bosses and male bosses, and if there's a difference on how you're supposed to handle conflict with the two. Because men think differently and female bosses think differently. And we've had this conversation before, but what was missing was your wisdom. And someone brought it up and said, their boss found out where they live and where their children go to school, and she hated her from the get-go. After that, their nice relationship changed and became bitter immediately. Now there's nothing that she could do that was right. I want to leave you with that as we listen to some music, and then when we come back, we'll pick up from there. Featuring Neo and Kanye West with Knock You Down. Trophy is so hilarious. I hope you know that you're funnier than you are anything else. 24 minutes into our conversation, and today we are discussing how to navigate office politics. You have some comments. Collins Kimtai Kipsat says, we say hi to you. You've always been an amazing speaker.
Thank you.
And he's asked for a song. And then William is saying that they can't hear you talking. At Tikwani, we were talking somewhere else because it is only music playing. We are still a radio station. Music has to be played. Cindy, but now I will let her talk. Trophy.
Yes.
You can't say women don't belong in leadership because there's somebody who has a wicked male boss. So it's never a gender conversation. We can't narrow it down to gender. But I've had the same thing that used to happen in high school, like girls schools. If your teacher sees you look better than them when you're going for an outing, a funky, you're in trouble tomorrow. Women tend to be very competitive. And we have a listener who said, the minute the boss found out where she lives, pengine mshahara anajua tu naendanga nyumbani na 50k. But umeenda umeolewa na mtu, maybe they have money. So she said the day she came with her car and the boss, because the boss had offered her a lift, and she said, no, I'm good. That is the beginning of all her problems. So there's that competition. And then there's another person who the boss is making advances at them, and pengine akam turn down, not disrespectfully, and all hell has broken loose after that. Unashindanga tu performance improvement. In fact, if they could just fire you, they would, and never see you again. How in these two cases are you handling this boss that you're saying, we must kiss the ring, we must be respectful, we must understand that they are human beings too, and they also need a little, to be treated in a certain manner.
Now, one thing, starting with the lady, the one that the boss found out where she lives, the first rule of corporate, or rather among the many rules, stay discreet. And that means also not even posting everything about your life on social media. The reason is people are jealous.
Trophy, nifiche benzi yangu tu, nifiche tu. Sasa ni drive wapi na isiezi ifichiki.
The first thing you have to understand, office politics is very unfair. Just kubali tu kwanza yaishe, kubali tu. It's very, very unfair. There's like, if you notice the ones who play politics very well, especially those who work in government, you will never ever see them, even with wakidropiwa na gari, wanakuanga tu. Like,
it's true.
Until you go to their houses and you're like, yo.
It's true.
Because they understand. There are things too you just have to understand. Kakili flani kakuzaliwa. You just have to understand. It will breed animosity, jealousy. It's like, okay, you're doing better than me. How come you're doing better than me and I'm your boss? Something like that. They want to feel like they're important, they're superior. So it's very unfair. It's just one of those things about office politics. That is why inaitwanga the unwritten rules.
That you might deny them, they're not on print, but ziko tu.
Whether you like it, whether you don't like it, politics is always being played. It is unfair. Like the lady you said, the one who the boss is made some advances and all that. Now, the reason why the boss has changed is because his ego has been wounded. So he's trying to just pay back. In such cases, just quit.
No, but let me tell you, because it's somebody I know. She has left so many jobs. She's very well endowed. And to a point, she started wearing buibui because of how her figure. Everywhere she has worked, she has had problems. She's Ugandan. She has a body. Trophy msichana aende wapi? Unataka mpaka nava ninja, nashwa. Everywhere you go, this boss is, then she finds a female boss. She's like, oh, now I'll start only working for women. Now women hate her. Because
she gets the attention.
Yes. The men, you know what they want. The women, so she will never have meaningful employment.
What she can do, which is very unethical, but what she can do, she can flirt with everybody in the office, not necessarily having relationships with them. So nobody ties it to a particular guy, because they see you this one, they see you this one, they see you this one, they see you this one.
Na boss, mwenye sasa ndio anataka.
Sasa akikuona na wengine, ataona pengine this one is your boyfriend, this, yani, be the office flirt. Sasa una friend zone kila mtu.
So you confuse the enemy. Like camouflage.
Una friend zone kila mtu. Like, because, hi darling, hi sweetheart, unaita hivyo kila mtu, until everybody's like, who are you dating exactly? So nobody ever knows. Because if that is really the problem she faces everywhere, she has to learn how to just flirt with everyone in the office.
Trophy. Have we gotten here?
This is man-eat man society. I'm telling you, office politics is brutal.
It is.
It can damage, it can wound you until you just have some traumas. It's bad.
It is true. And once your boss has it in for you, imagine you're doomed.
You are finished.
You know, people watch movies and they think that, I don't know, you're going to go to HR for intervention. And no offense to anybody in human resources. I know my HR My HR boss is your big fan. So I know she's listening.
Oh my goodness.
Sharon, we're not talking about you, other HRs except you. You understand? Sometimes it is even beyond anything that they can do. Yeah, because all these aggressors don't do it obviously. Sometimes they're very careful not to get caught because they know the repercussions. So it feels like it's in your head. Hata ukienda kwa HR kusema this guy, it is sexual harassment. As long as you have no tangible evidence, it's your word against theirs. Na ni kama polisi. Unajua polisi akisema you've run a light, it's called actionable per se. He cannot be questioned.
It's true.
He cannot be questioned. So even your boss, I feel like it is always your word against theirs. So, hey, trophy.
Power dynamics. Who does the HR work for?
The company.
Hata yeye akiingilia sana atafutwa kazi. It's just a matter of knowing where your bread is buttered. HR is not your friend. They're there to serve at the pleasure of the company. Forget about what you're being told. Unaona ile unaambiwa in this office on Fridays we wear casual. You go there and you see nobody in casual. Why would you wear casual? Read the room.
I like that. Read the room.
Yes, read the room. What people tell you is very different from their actions. Just observe how people behave. Stop believing everything you hear. HR is not your friend. They serve at the pleasure of the company. Sometimes they would want to help you, but it's beyond them. Because even their jobs are at stake. They're not an independent company. They are part of the company.
Hey, trophy. Hey, umesalimiwa na Benjamin.
Nimesalimika.
Na Simon Odhiambo, Cecil Aguero following. Yani, let me tell you, this room is never like this. Today we are all listening, I think, in shock. Because people like to be coddled with lies.
Yeah.
That's write on email, because those are the things that I tell my listener. Write an email to HR. First, write to your boss. Then write the second one to HR. Then after that, maybe you can write to your you can seek legal counsel. But you're talking about reality.
This is the reality. If your boss doesn't like you, you're finished.
Hey.
Because they'll do everything to sabotage you, everything in their power. And then they will just use some flimsy excuse to let you go, something that honestly, it's not fair. But you just have to understand, like, it has never been fair in the first place. The playground is not even.
Because I've seen something play out where this person will never be given breathing room. Leo anapatikana hapa, kesho mnamtafuta hapa. Like there's nobody else in the company, ni ndio atatafutwa. Just because their boss does not like them. And the boss knows that they have powers that they can punish you. I want to ask you a question, an honest question. The mean older woman boss. I have seen this play out, especially of course, my work in the media, but I've seen it playing, especially in Gava. This person who has been there, a fossil, and no pun intended to, the dinosaurs in the room. Our station caters to an older TA. So someone who's listening is probably 60 and still working. I'm not talking about you, Jane. I'm talking about your cousin. You're older, you've been there. Kama ni hapa standard group, you have been there, you've been working here since 1993. So you feel part owner. But you are just angry, you're stuck in your ways. I don't know how to describe this. They are holders of patriarchy. Keep quiet. Men are talking in the office space. They believe women should dress a certain way. And this is not 1993, my darling. Things have changed. Look at what my little interns look like. They will show their navel, their belly button. Sindio. Sometimes they will wear something shorter than usual. They will dye their hair. They have piercings. That does not mean they take drugs and they're criminals. How are you handling this older boss who is stuck in their ways? Who is the auntie and that terrorist auntie even you have in your life?
And mostly they're found in government. You always see them. Kwanza, most of them not even bosses.
Yes.
They are secretaries.
Yes.
And they are the decision makers.
And
the
close to
state,
power. Boss and I'm scared. Yes.
Now those ones, when it comes to office politics, never try changing the status quo. Do not try changing the status quo. You will suffer. You cannot challenge a crocodile in its stuff. You found things like this. Ask yourself, why has nobody ever tried to do what you think they're not heroes? It is because they understand how the game is played. When it comes to those mean old women, those ones with those wigs,
Yes.
the shuka,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
those ones, find a way to make them like you. Yes.
They're always cold.
Always cold.
Even when it is January and it is 60 degrees outside, she's always cold with a thermos of tea.
Akona thermos yake hapo maji moto.
And to rubber shoes.
Oh yes. Find a way to make them like you, because those ones will frustrate you, and those ones are the decision makers. Those ones are the deep state.
Trophy, how?
You go there, kwanza kama uko na matatu cover, you go there, praise the Lord, and then you just listen to her and just sip into her wisdom. Look at her. I'm telling you, those kwanza when you work in government. Kwanza when you work in government. You just have to find a way to then you listen. In fact, they'll always have a Bible somewhere, you know, that on the red pages and kazip.
Yes.
So you're there.
Na golden bells.
Oh yes, you listen. You tell them you also go to church. They don't like single mothers. They don't like people with tattoos.
Yes.
They don't like, and then they believe in.
And loud people.
And loud people.
Yeah, confident people. They hate them.
Don't speak a lot of English. Do not speak. In fact, ongea Kiswahili or speak broken English. Do not. And those ones will determine your fate. Those ones will determine your fate. Do not look at them like that. Those ones are the ones who control. In fact, with their oversized suits, they always wear oversized suits, kakamisi pale, and then, you know, they just... Those
and
ones.
very uptight.
Very uptight.
When you're called for a day, maybe someone from outside, maybe you're called as a motivational speaker to come and speak to us, and we discuss on a company level, all departments come and talk to us about office politics and how to navigate. And then you ask us, there's a Q&A section, and Trophy asks us, does anybody have a question? Yolanda shoots her hand up. Now I am enemy of the state. Oh, number one. By me asking a question, it means that they've neglected their duties. They don't have their department under their grip. You understand? It's like I am pointing out. I mean, I don't know, but it is always catastrophic to question.
It happens. It happens because there was a time I was moderating a session for a non-governmental organization, one of these big organizations. And I remember because guys were streaming in, sitting down, and then this lady who is so outspoken told me, you know what, Trophy, if you expect me to ask a question, forget it. The kind of politics here, what you're going to do, ask us to write anonymously. Anonymously. That is what we did. And then when it came to advice, you know, one thing about older women, they feel like they know better, they have experienced more. So they want you to ask them more. Like their perspective is always wise. So you just have to give them that chance to show you how wise they are. Whether you like it or not, give them that opportunity, and then just listen and nod. Oh, okay. Akikwambia some harambe, saidie kuchangia harambe zake hizo za kanisa. Just those ones find a way to like you. You cannot change the status quo. You cannot. People always try to change the status quo, suffer. Even in politics, whatever it is.
You want to be a hero.
You want to be a hero. You think people who have come before you and not try becoming heroes. You think they don't see the unfairness and the injustice? They do. It's only that they understand.
Mind your business and enjoy your pay.
Yes, and just do your work, go.
Oh my God.
It is brutal.
Oh my God. Even with your dressing, even with the children are never spared.
They think you're a threat. Most of them think you're a threat, or you are. It's just like our mothers who are very religious. They think like suddenly you menge Illuminati. I don't know, you do drugs. They just have this close-mindedness.
And their narrow vision points them to dreadlocks. People who take dreadlocks are Rastafarians. And they take bangi.
Unakunywa. You don't take bangi.
Unakunywa bangi.
Na kufuruta sigara.
A girl who is a tomboy like my producer Aggie is not very girly. I'm not saying you're butch, but you understand she's a boy's girl. Like you can see she likes to wear her trousers. She's ule ni wa ile team ingine, si ndio? Because she likes
Ameribika.
She likes hanging out with the boys.
Wanakunywa bangi.
These aunties terrorize their homesteads. They also come to terrorize their offices. And they don't retire.
I am telling you, I was writing about it the other day on Facebook and LinkedIn, and someone told me anajua mmoja mwenye amekuwa 59 years old since 2010. And she's in a very critical ministry. Apparently, the Ministry of Lands. Cross her path. Apparently, you get your title deed after 10 years. And this world favors wicked people because they never go anywhere. They will just remain there until they are 100.
This world favors wicked people. I don't even know what highlight will be cut for this show today. But let's just listen to a song before we come back. Because today was just today is a lesson in the brutal truth. We really like to imagine and have fantasies about the workspace. Hii si ofisi yako.
Si yako. And it's just not government. It's actually, I came to realize, even the big organizations, the Fortune 500 companies, the blue chips, even them, they have the... As long as 2 or more are gathered, there must be politics.
I think you will come back to this show. And today we are being served nothing but the truth. We have Trophy Kiprono in the house, and I feel like I just need counseling, like, altogether. Like, my entire life has just been a lie. Trophy, a question from someone who wants to remain anonymous. So they are studying, and every time they ask for time off to go and do their exams, mdosi anajam. In fact, the last time they were asked kama wao ndio wanajua kusoma kwa hii dunia. Hizo madegree zimemfikisha wapi? So the boss probably doesn't have a degree themselves, and kimbelembele, when ndio unajua kusoma? Because now they're doing their masters. And they said they struggled through their degree, they've been doing their masters secretly, and now they can't take time off. And there's provision within their contract to take time off. How is he playing this out? Juu yeye ndio anajua kusoma kwa hii dunia kuliko kila mtu.
I think the most important thing kwanza is what we discussed. Stay discreet. The people don't need to know what you do. Like unaona.
So auwe mtu aseme anaenda mazishi?
No, not at all. Don't even tell people you're studying. Like most of the guys coming for our public speaking classes, nobody knows. That is why you will not see photos anywhere, because they do it secretly. Because people don't like when you're upgrading yourself, you're upskilling. So the first and the most important thing is stay discreet. Keep some things to yourself. Usiende ukatangaza. No. Your personal life is your personal life. That is why we say it even on social media. You don't add your colleagues. Only the guys that you know personally. Because your colleagues are not your friends. Whether you like it or not, your colleagues are not your friends. So, hapo unaona, you have fed your enemy information. People can't attack what they don't know. True. So, if that particular boss didn't know about that, unasema to something like, I'm sick. And then you just go and do whatever you have to do.
Yani, there's levels to the madness. Are you listening to Trophy? And you know you're not lying. That is what I think. Sometimes you need to be fed with the truth, but you need to do it twice. I suspect we need to just subscribe, follow her, so we can be watching these videos kama dawa 1 times 3.
Keep your life private.
Yeah.
Yes. You'll avoid a lot of problems.
So, but let me ask you, doesn't it work to your advantage when I up my skills, when I'm enhancing my productivity? If it's for you as my boss, you're not happy with
logic, and we say people are not logical, they're emotional.
I'm sorry.
People are never, like, you have to understand, it is never fair. And if you try to understand it, you're going to hit like a dead wall all the time. Why? Think of it emotionally. You are a competition. When you upskill, you're going to be a threat.
Because now I'm going to come after your job.
Yes.
Maybe not necessarily. Everyone thinks that everyone wants to be a boss. Sometimes people don't want to climb up the ladder. They are real estate, wanataka upana.
That is our logic.
We are back. This is like witchcraft today. This whole conversation feels like witchcraft. Mr. Sige, I hope you are listening to the conversation here. You might teach people in your class. Wafundishe. Trophy.
Yes.
I'm traumatized.
Office politics is brutal. That's one thing. The many clients that have come to our offices, wengi, some of them are even 50 plus. So you wonder, like, 50? What can we tell you? You've seen it all. And people think politics is only in government, even non-governmental organizations.
Yeah.
They have the worst politics.
They just know how to hide it well.
Yes, they know how to
ni mdomo. Sisi kwetu tutatweet, mtasoma, tuta-at kila mtu, but it happens everywhere.
It happens everywhere. Like I told you, where 2 or more are gathered, there must be politics. And the reason is you're competing for scarcity, like for scarce resources. That is why your colleagues cannot be your friends. Because all of you are competing for a particular thing.
But you don't think there's people who have ego problems? Me, I think there's people who are not heard at home, so they come here to be heard in the office. You work kwa nyumba yako, everybody ignores you. Maybe you want to come home to the office and flex and terrorize people. Stand by for the news. We'll come back. We'll beg her to stay with us a little longer, because I feel like throwing away my education because I've not known anything until today. At Spice FM KE. We'll read some comments, and today we're quiet because we're listening, we're not judging. Trophy Kiprono on 94.4 Spice FM. It's all Yolanda, Mulwa. The show is Sugar and Spice, a little sweet, a little spicy. Today it's a little more spicier than usual because we have Trophy Kiprono in the house, and some of the truths, the hard truths that she's been speaking today, you're not taught. It's what you're saying in a nutshell is emotional intelligence.
Oh yes, emotional intelligence.
In a nutshell, emotional intelligence. They don't teach that in school. I want to read a comment and then you can probably add to it. At Linda Luisa on X says, for me, I learned not to trust anyone, not to say anything to anyone, and to treat everyone in the office as a colleague, period. Where there's competition, it's difficult for friendship to thrive. That's how I survive.
That's
kwa ofisi utapata wanasema huyu msichana anakuanga snob na rombaya.
She's brilliant. In corporate, in an office, anything you say, always assume that like somebody's going to shout over an intercom because the walls have ears. Usiende ukaongea kweli yako. Just always know someone is listening. Do not criticize the management. You cannot challenge a crocodile in its stuff. Just anything. Watch your words carefully. That is the first thing that will help you survive a lot of issues. Watch your words carefully. And she's very right. Your colleagues are not your friends.
I like that. But I see many people at work are friends. I see they spend weekends with each other. I see, where do you draw the line? Like, what is being cordial and what is being as in a friend?
A friend is someone who knows all your secrets, all your private issues and all that. And the reason why it's not a good idea to be friends with your colleagues is because you're giving them ammunition against you. They come to your house, they see a new seat, you've bought a new car, you've bought a new TV. Kidogo, you're in procurement, unasikia pesa imepotea. You're the first suspect. How would they know? And then you see you kwa gazeti at this person.
Yeah.
How would they know? People can't destroy what they don't know.
That is true.
So any suspicion or any kitu ni wewe. Oh, Nona, so-and-so is stealing money, or so-and-so is doing this, so-and-so is dating the boss, so-and-so is doing... They won't know that if you just knew the boundaries between your friendship and being a colleague.
Yeah. And then I want to also ask you the difference between nice and good. Because they say nice people finish last, good people finish last, and good girls don't get the corner office. It feels like the mean-spirited people, the swindlers in the office, the people who know how to navigate and play those games are the ones who rise in rank real quick, and then unaona tu wale wanyonge, like they're the ones who are the calm ones, the weak-willed ones, are the ones who life seems to want to kupanguzia. They're doormats almost. What do you think about that? Is it true? Is there truth to it? And why do you think it's true, if so?
Yes, it happens. And the reason is people confuse being nice and being good. There's a difference. Being too nice is a form of people pleasing. The reason why the guys who are not nice actually succeed is because they're assertive. They're not afraid of saying no.
Yes.
The people who are too nice, they just want to be chosen. They want to be liked. Give up your need to be liked.
Yeah. And so validation.
And validation. So focusing on what people think about you, that's none of your business. There's a reason why God made us not to hear people's thoughts. So it's none of your business. You're focusing on things beyond you. Being nice, you will finish last in everything. And the reason is you care so much about other people until you forget that empathy without boundaries is self-destruction.
Oh my goodness. I hope you got that. Empathy
without boundaries
is self-destruction.
Yes, you have to choose yourself. At a point, you have to say, you know what? I'm not the Messiah. You will not save people. There's some people who are like anchors. They'll just drag you down. Let them be. Just be a good person, but don't be a nice person. Nice is a form of people pleasing, actually. And yes, like Millie said, nice people finish last. They do.
Oh my goodness.
Why do girls take advantage of nice girls? Why is it that girls always crave the bad boys? Because nice is too predictable, too boring. Do this, yes. Do that, yes.
Tunapenda action.
Yes. Sasa wanakuwa hard workers. You know, those ones who are like donkeys, they spend their entire days, weekends, all their holidays in the office because they think this is high school. Someone will see your effort. Doesn't work like that. Visibility is everything.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And in the office, no good deed goes unpunished in many places. I have a friend of mine who said she did an email and talked about wastage. She's in manufacturing. Oh, the power bills, or raw materials. So she did a whole report on how there's wastage and how they can counter the wastage. And she was branded snitch. Akasema, now the enemy of the people. And she said, I was thinking about the ripple effect of the wastage and how it was going to come back to the company can't afford to pay all of us. One day they'll have to come and fire most of us. So I did a whole report, sustainable sources of power. Sijui nini. I found cheaper sources of our raw materials. Kimbele mchuzi wa jogo. Nani alikutuma? So she said, management accepted all these they liked the report. They adopted so many of those issues that they had seen there. But management stopped liking her. And then also her co-workers decided busybody, they are the one, know it all. They are the one who knows everything. Now there's so many systems they've put in place because of some of the things you've brought into question. That when you leave, you need to stop the machines, like certain measures that they put in place. Watu wakafeel ni kama they are being now boxed. You understand? Maybe working hours changed and people stopped being paid overtime because she talked about wastage, 360 wastage. So even man hours to the company. And so they said no good deed goes unpunished. Is that so, Trophy? Because I feel like you figured adulting out.
No, I'm just trying, like I'm listening to this situation and I'm like, who told her to save people? Like the first thing, never ever try to change the status quo. Ask yourself, your bosses, they have not noticed that problem. So why do you think the Messiah are we supposed to save this company? You think nobody has noticed it? Why are they quiet? Like, learn to read the room. Why are they not talking about it?
Yeah.
And why do you feel like it is your responsibility to save this company? Sasa you save your complex. Why do you feel like it's your responsibility?
You're almost egocentric.
Yes, like it's your company. If the people who own that company have not seen that problem, who are you? What makes you think it is your baggage to carry? Do your job. Go home. If the management, the top management see it, they will do it. If they don't, it's because they don't want to do it. You can never change the status quo.
Oh my goodness. 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 Do you agree with what Trophy is saying? Do you have any questions, comments? Today we have listened, we have not judged, but I'm allowing calls and I'm allowing questions on social media at SpiceFMKE on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And uko na salamu mingi sana. When we come back, ndakusomea salamu kidogo. Today we've listened, we've not judged, we've learned so much from Trophy. Trophy, I don't know if you're into movies or anything.
I love movies.
You love movies. You have to watch this one. It's called Bridget Jones' Diary. I don't know if you ever watched the first one.
No, I haven't.
Then you have to watch all three. The first one came out in 2021. The second one, I think 2016. No, 2001. 2016. Wow. And now this one is the last one. Now I watched it over the weekend and I was like, hey, watu wamezeeka. You know, when you watch the first it's just about a middle class woman navigating, dating, and finally she married someone and then they died. Now they're a single parent. Kurudi kwa soko.
Yo.
But white people don't have a problem with single mothers.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it's not a big deal.
They don't, because them you can even go and have a surrogate, or you can go and have someone carry your child because you don't want to ruin your body. You can go to a sperm donor, to a sperm bank, and decide you want to have a child by yourself and nobody will die. Here in our country, all our problems, global warming, our climate issues, even the floods that cause havoc in our country are caused by single mothers. Can never be anyone else but single mothers.
Because they challenge patriarchy, because they chose themselves. You see, living a marriage is not easy.
It is not.
It is not. It takes, actually, psychologically, it takes someone 8 attempts to live kabisa. So single mothers, most of them, especially those who are in toxic marriages, relationships, they have guts. They are strong. And people don't like that.
that is what our generation imagines. Please now go and speak to our mothers.
Yo, no, those ones mandoa ni kuvumilia.
Ataambia watu nini church? What will I tell people in church?
Men are the same everywhere. They'll tell you that.
You need to come, we have to have that conversation.
Yeah, it's something. And like there's a lot of respect for single mothers because honestly, the biggest and the most important decision you can ever make in your life is who you marry and have children with.
That is
because
true.
That one decision will affect everything in your life. You'll either find heaven here or hell here.
I need to ask you a question. I worked for an organization before I came here, and there was a white man who really hated and was very vocal about it, about women, hiring women. He said, we always just want to have children. We want to take maternity leave and have those breaks, and it affects the company. How do you deal with a boss like that who already has prejudice with, my child is sick, they're running a fever, I can't come to work. So they say, that's your work. Your work is giving birth. In fact, do you know most offices don't have a place you can go and pump your breast milk, but they have a designated smoking zone? Because I remember where I worked there, a friend of mine saying that they needed to pump because they were not allowed to just go home and see their child who was unwell. And she was told, all you want to do is give birth all the time. And she was told, go and pump in the toilet. Why would you even can you eat in the toilet? If you can't smoke in the toilet, why would you go and pump in the toilet? It's unsanitary. How do you deal with those issues that as a single parent, you don't have maybe a big support system? So every once in a while, you'll be taking out of the office because there's an issue at school, there's an issue with health, your nanny has disappeared. Now you need to, how do you handle that dynamic?
First of all, that's a toxic work environment.
Yeah.
And when dealing with such a boss, again, take nothing personally. People always project their insecurities. So that person is trying to project whatever they are going through or whatever they dislike. The best and the most important thing is just to ignore them, because they're just projecting. That's all, they're projecting. Ignore them. And then you don't need to tell them all the time the truth of, okay, the reason why you don't want to come to work. You can just say something else.
Yeah.
Because if you know he has something against children, just look for something else.
He had something against children and God.
And God. In fact, you just hear him and you're like, you're right. When you tell people you're right, let them win. Let them win. You're like, you're right. Yeah, you're very, very right. I agree. You lose nothing. Because in every argument, there are two losers. The one who was won and the one who is bitter because they have lost. So there are two losers.
But I like that. I really like that trophy. Oh my goodness. We've learned a lot today. So everyone's been DMing because you don't know who's watching. And Trophy is like, Yolanda, I get it. We will get likes. And yeah. You're not going to be in the office and then you are here. You want to sengenya your boss. Smart people, no. Like Linda Luisa, make your money. Go home. That is the gospel. In fact, that's what she said. At Trophy Kiprono, make your money and go home. That is the gospel.
Amen.
And you also have another one. Ibrahim Mokaya says, good topic, keep it up. They are very short. And
to the point.
And greetings. Listening from Mukurueni. Very short. Mostly ni salamu leo. But I don't think we can ever exhaust this conversation. Trophy, you speak to many people through your... You have conversations in the private sector, you go to NGOs, you have the privilege of working and visiting people because you're a public speaker and a communication and etiquette coach. Is there an industry that does not have toxicity and office drama and office politics?
To be really honest, I think a majority of these organizations have it. It cannot
Everywhere.
be absolute. It cannot be absolute 100%.
Ama the degree varies.
But I think like 10 to 90, the toxic ones, 10, the non-toxic ones. Very few organizations have structure, have good bosses, very few. So if you are in one of those organizations, count yourself lucky. But a majority of them are toxic.
What? There's no escaping. Ati, where were you sending your CV? Where did you think you are sending your CV? Just stay with it. Work on where you are.
Yeah, because everywhere you go, there will always be politics. So work on that. Like, learn your lessons. Know how to deal with people. Navigation, emotional intelligence, social skills.
Yeah.
Yes.
Be kinder to your boss, be understanding. They're also human beings. And you said the truth. Yolanda, you like people who like you. Your friends are people you like. So why would your boss like you and they dislike you? You're this, you're that. Try and be endearing to them.
Yes, and just find a way to make them look good. Make your boss look good.
Find a way to make your boss look good. Umesikia? Mr. Kwamba inakam. Kwa ofisi saizi ni kufix tie. Look good.
Ask for advice. Go to your boss and consult. Even if you know what you're talking about, go and consult. It's all about massaging egos. Massage egos. That is how you survive. And it's just not actually in the workplace. Even at home. We always like people who tell us, who compliment us, who, we just like being worshipped, for lack of a better word.
Do you know you're describing employment like marriage? Sometimes you just let even your spouse think it was their idea. Sometimes you just remind them how they are the fittest, the strongest, the conqueror, the emperor, the lion, the champion is here. The champion. So you do those things even at work too.
Yes, because there are people. Just remember, it's about people. So people like compliments. Do not criticize. Do not complain. Do not condemn. Your work is to accept people, not trying to change them. Just accept them. They are what they are.
And their department is their baby. It's like telling someone their baby is ugly.
Yes. And what gives you the impetus? What makes you think you know more than others? That is the problem. Sometimes we think we know it all. What makes you think you're right is the right?
Nobody likes a know-it-all.
Nobody likes a know-it-all. Be very open-minded. Collaborate with people effectively.
And you don't always have to be right.
And the most important part, downplay your intelligence. Learn how to play dumb. To play dumb does not mean that you have to look stupid or something. It's all a matter of knowing when to show your intelligence. There are places you don't have to show your intelligence. Cheza chini. Kwingine, bring out the big guns. Shine. But some places you have to just, make it, just tone it down. Then give others a chance to shine, especially if you're naturally someone who grabs the spotlight.
So just it's competitive, because I'm very competitive, I must admit. Yeah, so sometimes just, Yolanda, calm down. Umesema cheza chini.
You're right. When you're right. And then you just listen. Even if you know it's not right, you just like, Don't tell someone, no. Just tell yourself, kill the ego. You don't know everything.
Kill the ego.
You don't know everything. Let other people shine, and they will like you more.
Yeah. Do you feel I've been taken to school today? I hope you've picked something from this conversation. You can catch the full conversation on YouTube, and you can please give us your handles again in case someone wants to call you to the organization. You come and talk to them.
All my handles: Trophy Kiprono. Yes, that is LinkedIn, Facebook, all the social media platforms. Trophy Kiprono.
Wow. I hope it must be really fun working with you, because I feel like you've really gotten insights from very many places that you or people you interact with. So your office must really be interesting.
We are trying. We are trying, because some things I have to learn. Like my colleague and I have something we call the roast, whereby every Thursday we call each other out, like, this is what you did. And you're not, hakuna kasirika.
The roast.
The roast. You can't deserve the roast.
With fragile egos.
Someone is just telling you, by the way, you did this and this and this. You become defensive. Alafu baadaye uko like, na ni kweli?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, ni kweli. True. Of course, it will bite. Like, you'll feel,
And here she was telling us to stop being honest in the office. And then
because of the blind spot. We have our strengths, our weaknesses, and our blind spots.
True.
Like, for me, my blind spot was, I had a savior complex. Like, I'm really over-invested in something. I just didn't know how to detach. And he called me out on it. So it's very important. Constructive criticism is not for everyone, but for guys who know each other so well.
I like that. And I think the most important, you've given us very many nuggets of wisdom, but my take home will always be read the room. Because you can be different things in different places, right? Like the person I will be when I'm on air, and maybe I'm in another department, maybe those guys are okay with me being showing this side of myself, because I am on radio now, but I also have a TV show. Personality yangu na hapa ni different. So you need to learn how to navigate and know which room you're in.
And territories also. You have to know people's territories. Like, when I come here, this is your territory. When you come to our offices, that's our territory.
ninyenyekee kidogo.
You know how to talk to people. Ukienda kwa mtu wa boda, that is his territory. You find sometimes, especially boss ladies, they don't know territory yao imeishia hapa. They come to your office and they are bossing you around and you're like, yo, do you know where you are? So and then they keep wondering, why can't people just like them? Because you're too bossy. You don't know how to read the room, territory is very important.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own territory.
I love that. Everything you will not learn in school.
Things no school will teach you, yes.
I love it. The show is only 3 hours long. I wish we had more time. But we'll definitely, when you have time, call you back because we have to discuss single mothers. The real cause of global warming.
In the whole world, apparently.
All the potholes in our country. It's like they wake up at night and they go and they... No, I'm just being sarcastic. But I just find we blame single mothers in our country for just about everything. So I always try to just be sarcastic about it. I'm like, umeona ile pothole iko pale Bellevue. Single mothers waliamka usiku. Wakawacha watoto wao peke yao, wakaenda kuchimba. Trophy, thank you so much.
Thank you for
your wisdom.
Thank you for having me. This was lovely. Like, thank you so much for having me.
No, we are humbled that you heeded to our invitation and we pray that we will have you back again.
Amen to that.
We have learnt a lot.
Thank you so much.
This next song is for you, Bruno Mars featuring Cardi B, Finesse, because she's dripping in it. She's as beautiful as she is wise, because I will say that is wisdom that you have. Umesema smarts to feature, wisdom ndio mbele.
Intelligence tunaficha tutakuwa smart. Kuna uwerevu, kuna ujanja na kuna akili ya darasa. You need to be smart, not intelligent.
Hey, now if you see me complimenting you, just know nimetibiwa. I am healed. Mnakaa sawa huko MCR? Agnes, I like your eyes. They match with my top.